prevalent in my life. Whenever I have like a new season in my life, I always like to come on here and document it. Um, there's been like a key theme in my life. There are many key themes in my life, but one of them has been about creation as a whole. And I've been getting dropped little nuggets of information, downloads, um, divine guidance, And one thing that I've always understood is that literally, if we are made in God's image, then we were put on this earth to create. That's it. And it's not like that's it, like that's all, like that's such a small thing. Like literally, everything around you has been created by somebody. That's just the bottom line. There is no article of clothing. There's nothing that has not been created, right? And recognizing that it's your divine birthright to create. Not only is it your divine birthright, but literally, if you are not creating, you're not doing what you were put on this earth to do. I really loved X growing up. XXX Tentacion. I know his past is very controversial. But I used to listen to him like as a kid, and a lot of his music got me through like some really tough times. And a lot of his music videos, not music videos, a lot of his YouTube videos did as well. And as a kid, one thing that I remember him saying was, we're here to create and evolve, and that's it. And if you're not creating or evolving, you're basically not doing what you're put here to do. And at the time I seen it, I always remembered it, I always had it in the back of my head, but I never really acknowledged it for the wisdom that it was until it became an integral part of my life. And it became to the point where it got to a point where it became the season that I was currently walking in, which is basically where I am now. And I won't lie, there are so many distractions from creating, and that's why it's so important to create. We have social media, we have ChatGPT able to think for us and stuff like that, and all of that pulls away from your creativity. I forgot there was something that X said before it even got like this bad. He said something that was very damn near prophetic about if it takes away your ability to think or something along those lines, it's bad for you. Something along those lines. Don't quote me, I'm paraphrasing. But anything that takes away your mind, anything that takes your anything that takes away you creating, you being within a space where you are using something that has a soul to create. If you're not using that which is it's within, you're wasting your time. You're being stagnant. You're not doing what you were put on this earth to do. And I won't lie, like it's hard to create, especially because we create so much we don't even recognize it. Even a lot of us going into these 9-to-5 jobs, creating things that we don't want to create, whether you're creating a Happy Meal, whether you're creating, I don't know, like school assignments if you're a teacher, whether you're creating PowerPoints if you work in like, corporate America. We are all creating something, but are you creating something that comes from a higher place, or does it come from a place of greed and someone else's desire and someone else's dream? You can either be the creator of your own reality, create things that you love to do, and I'm not saying that like it's easy. You do have to fight for it. However, that's what you were put on this earth to do. So are you willing to fight for what you were put on this earth to do, or are you willing to help someone else create through your creativity, through your mind, their life, their dream life, what they want, out of greed, pride, and ego, and money, the love of money? You got to choose up, because either way, you're going to be creating something. And I just think it's just very important that we stay very conscious of what we're creating. Create to evolve. Do not create to stay stuck in a reality that you do not want. I know it's hard. I know a lot of us don't have the same economic status to be able to do certain things, but there's always at least something you can do to create something, even if it's the smallest insignificant thing that you might think is insignificant, but you never know the impact it might make on someone else, as long as it comes from here and here. I forgot what I was gonna say after that, but yeah, make sure that you're actively creating the life that you want. Because if you're creating the life that you want without anything else around you affirming that, I promise you, it's gonna have no choice but to catch up to you. And that's what you were put on this earth to do, to create the life that you want, to create something that is bigger than yourself, in which when you leave this plane, there will still be a piece of you here because you created something that will affect other people. And you never know, you might think it's so small, but later down the line it could become this huge thing. You don't know. You never know. And I feel like I would rather see how it works, even if I fail, rather than dying with what ifs. Because literally, we ain't gonna be here for too long anywhere, bruh. Like, at some point, like, we all gotta go back to where we came from. So while you're here for this temporary amount of time, what is the mark that you want to leave? And I know this is mad random for me to talk about. I'm kind of going off topic, but like, one thing that really pisses me off about how people, like, they push people to have babies. They push other people to have babies and say, oh, you got to keep the legacy going. Whole time they ain't got nothing but a legacy of alcoholism, a last name that don't even belong to their ass, trauma that they refuse to heal from, and a whole bunch of that. The majority of people who be talking about, oh, you got to have kids for the legacy, that's the main thing that I hear come out of their mouth. That's the situation that a lot of them is in. And it's like, instead of trying to produce, look at the legacy of those who came before you and the legacy that you are leaving behind right now. What is the legacy that you yourself as an individual are going to leave behind? Worry about that instead of trying to push it off to the next generation on, them doing better or them carrying it on. Because I don't feel like a lot of people who be saying shit like that, I don't feel like they actually take a hard look at what they're actually leaving behind. What's the legacy that you'll be leaving behind, right? It'll be the people who let their scarcity mindset get in the way of their dreams. It'll be the people who are so afraid of shining their light in their most authentic way, etc., etc. People who have led these average lives. And when I say average lives, I'm not just talking about like you gotta do something extravagant, but having a purpose that's bigger than just doing a 9-to-5, doing things that help heal your legacy, your ancestors, your bloodline. I just don't feel like there are enough people who focus on that instead of just wanting to like have a legacy after they're gone and choosing to have a child, instead of focusing on creating love, instead of creating like God intended us to do. There are so many things to create. You can create love, you can create healing, you can create generational blessings that go far past money, because money is not the end all be all. There are so many things that you could create. Don't leave this earth without creating and evolving from something. And don't just push it on the next generation saying like, oh, like, I'm gonna just have a kid and that kid is gonna, that's not fair to push on to them if you have not done your part to create something new and to evolve and things of that nature. I know I kind of went off on a tangent, but I feel like this might help somebody. But I'm gonna go. Bye.